Hi everyone, welcome to a Sip and Spin subscriber spotlight. In my glass is a fun little tiki drink called the Argonaut, which fits in perfectly with today's spotlight. I realized that I did an unboxing of this amazing little ESpinner, but then I never went back to it and I never talked about it. I did my big episode on not all ESpinners are created the same, and I did talk about the Argonaut, but the way that Gemma B Makes puts these out is she opens them up at the beginning of the month, and then if you're able to get one, she builds it and she sends it to you. What's so amazing about this company is it's one woman in the UK who's doing all of this, and she is doing an absolutely amazing job. She has created a very nice product. So I want to highlight it today, and I want to thank the subscriber who wrote in and said, hey, you planning on talking about the Argonaut anymore? Yes, as a matter of fact, I am. And here we are. So I'm going to set this aside and then we'll dive in and we will start talking about this great little spinning wheel. I'll be right back. Right out of the box, this little wheel is ready to go. But after you get your first bobbin spun, you'll have to take it apart and put another bobbin on. So I kind of wanted to back up and talk a little bit about some of the additional add-ons that you can get for this machine. So the Argonaut comes with the wall adapter, and then it's your choice whether or not you want the cord to come with it. It's kind of like an add-on when you order the product. I would say no, and I can put a link to where you can get one with the switch in my description down below. The switch is a game changer. It makes it so much easier to turn the wheel on and off rather than having to use the knob. The knob is fine, but for some reason, having that on-off switch is so much more intuitive. It really is very handy. So pardon me while I plug this in. All right. You can plug this into a battery as well, which I'll be demonstrating just a little bit later. I like the consistency that I get from the wall outlet though. For some reason, it just seems like I've got a more consistent supply of energy when I'm spinning. So I try to plug it into the wall whenever I can. So if you've got the bobbins come flat pack, which is really nice. And the way that I always put my leader string on is I keep my two ends separate, and then I put it right down on the end. And I actually tighten it directly into the bobbin. That way it's secured, it's not gonna go anywhere, and I'm not gonna run into that problem with it slipping. This is really smooth, and so I like having it tightened down at the front there so I know that it's not going to slip around. You want to make sure you've got your magnet connectors on the back and your leader on the front because that's how it's going to connect in. And then it's so easy just to unscrew the front piece, slide it off. We'll slide the leader on and you'll hear it click when it connects to the magnets, which I think is such a neat feature. And then slide the front piece back on and tighten the screw. Like so. And you do want to make sure that it is secure, otherwise it will cause some slipping. Like most ESpinners, you want to make sure that you've got your yarn guides balanced, you're ready to go. Now it does come with a yarn hook that I've actually added a couple of Greek little beads on just for amusement because Argonaut, Jason and the Golden Fleece, kind of wanted to keep with the theme. But honestly, the way that this machine is designed, I have never actually needed to use this because it's so open and everything just glides on so smoothly. So This is going to be a little bit unique in that I'm going to be spinning from an angle so you can actually see what I'm doing. So as you can see, my golden fleece, it is roving, which is quite large and quite fluffy. And it's quite compacted as well because it's been in a tote. So I've got some choices here. I can either just sort of open it up gently like so and spin across the top. Or what I like doing is, especially with something that is a solid color like this, go ahead and splitting the braid. And then opening it up gently. This braid is a mix of alpaca, Erie silk, and merino. So I've got quite a bit of variety in here. I think there's some soy silk in here as well. All right. And then to get started spinning, I'm just going to fold a little bit over. Make sure it is going the direction that you want. There's a little switch on the side for S twist and Z twist. I want it to be Z. Your tension gauge is on the left, and I had my tension just a little bit too tight. So I'm going to try this one more time. There we go. What I love about e-spinners like the Argonaut and others this size, they're big enough to hold a lot of fiber. One of the things that I like about e-spinners in general is I think they are, for many, a really wonderful entry point into the world of spinning because this wheel has such a powerful motor. I can really slow down. I can go so slow, and slowing down how fast I'm putting the twist into the single is going to give me a lot of time to practice my drafting. And then once I get more comfortable with the drafting, then of course I can speed it up and draft more quickly. And I can change the tension as well. So if I want to start practicing long draw, I'm going to ease up on the tension. I don't want it to be pulling out of my hand. So if I'm practicing long draw, I want just a little bit lighter tension, and then I'll guide it onto the wheel. So long draw works beautifully. And then if I want to do, I don't do short forward draw very often. Usually I do, oh, there's flax in here as well. So there's also flax in this blend. I typically do short backward draw more so than short forward. And for that, I do like just a little bit more tension. And that's pretty much it in terms of getting started on this wheel. Now, there is one more thing that I would like to show you. All right, this is probably the thing that I love most about the Argonaut, and that is its incredible ease of portability. So what I discovered is the base of the Argonaut is about the width of a standard tablet. So I found a tablet stand, and that's what the Velcro comes in. This is Velcroed into the tablet stand. And all of these pieces just separate out. They go into a little bag. Literally, this entire setup fits into a tote. I got a I think it's like a mic stand that you would use. I found like this little table thing as well. And again, I can put all of the links for these products down in the description. So the tray holds the battery perfectly, holds extra fiber perfectly, and now I am completely set up on the go. And this goes can be raised or lowered. So if I find myself spinning someplace and I don't have a chair, I can rise this up. Or if I just want to spin standing, I can absolutely spin standing on this as well. So I can stand and I can watch TV, or if I'm out someplace, I don't have to have a chair for it. It's all right there, and with it secured into the stand, there's no real vibration once it gets going. There's a little bit, but it's not too bad. And it works perfectly for on the go spinning. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about a little bit with the Argonaut. Once again, thank you so much for suggesting that I do a little bit longer episode on this. I needed that reminder. I really appreciate it. So if there is something that you would like to see, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing subscriber spotlights. So if there is a tool, a technique, or product that you would like to see demonstrated or explained a little bit more, please let me know down in the comments and I will add that to my list of subscriber spotlights. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Happy spinning.